Well, hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Gary. I am a very, very frustrated and disappointed photographer, and it's all social media's fault. Hello, hope you're well. I am struggling with this video, I'm not going to lie, and I really want to record it and I really want to get my point across to you. But I've been doing this now for 45 minutes and I've been trying to script it and make bullet points and get them out in a concise and sensible manner. But basically I'm failing. And the longest video so far I've recorded, the longest portion of this I've recorded so far is 4 minutes. And then at that point I lost my train of thought and I had to start again. So I'm just going to wing it. We're just going to have a chat. How are you doing? You all right? You good? Yeah? Excellent. No? You're not good? Sorry to hear about that. Hope it gets better for you. Me? Oh, yeah, no, I'm all right. I'm just really frustrated at the moment. Why am I frustrated? Well, because I'm really struggling with my photography. I'm really, really struggling with my photography. Not the actual process of going out and taking the photos. I'm loving that. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. As if you watched my last video for the New Forest, hope you would have seen that I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. But the problem for me is when I'm getting the images back and I'm looking at them, I'm just not liking them. I'm just not liking what I'm taking. And I don't mean in terms of the aesthetics of it. I mean in terms of I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I just don't like my photography at the moment, and this has been going on for a while. So, as you know, I mean, I've been on YouTube for a long time, right? I've been on YouTube for nearly 8 years, and I had a bit of a break, sort of over the summer, and I'm going to explain to you about that because that is social media's fault. Right, as well as me not enjoying my photography. But anyway, I came back and I've been out to a few places, right? I've been to Rammermere Heath in the mist, which you would have seen, and I've been to the New Forest a couple of times. But there's also places I've been to where I didn't record a video. So for instance, I went to Cannock Chase and met Martin from MH Landscapes. I went to Norfolk and met Justin Crane. I went to Holme Fen and met Jamie. And all of those times I took some photos and I really enjoyed my day and I had a great chat. And I didn't record it, but equally I got back and I didn't like the photos. Not really. I just didn't really like the images that I took, but I edited them. I tried to make them the best I could, but they just weren't doing it for me. So, and this has been going on now for quite a while. It's been quite a while since I really took a photo and looked at it and thought, oh, I love that. I love that. And I can pinpoint it exactly. Actually, it was when I went to Holme Fen a while back in sort of February time, I think it was, and it was really misty, and I got a really beautiful sort of misty pano of this tree, which I'll put up so you can see it. And I love that. That I love. Well, I love that photo. But ever since then, every photo that I've taken, and it's not that many to be honest with you, because like I said, I did have a hiatus, but also going back prior to that. There's not that many that I've really gone, wow, I've really liked those. And also on top of that, I'll be honest with you, there's not that many that I've seen as well that I've gone, wow, I really like those. I will say recently, to be fair, literally this morning, I saw a couple of photos that blew me away from a guy called Marius Hadjuk. Probably butchered his name there, sorry about that, but he took some fantastic ones from Llynedwell and around that area. But they're few and far between these days for me, right? So, and I was thinking, why is this, right? Why am I not happy with my photography at the moment? So I thought, well, am I in a rut? Am I stuck in a rut photographically? Well, probably personally as well. Yes, to a point, maybe a little bit. I think Everyday Landscapes is to blame a little bit because I've been shooting a lot locally and it's hard to get those really fantastic shots. Look, honeypots are honeypots for a reason. Amazing locations are amazing locations for a reason because you can go there and you can get amazing images. You can't always get amazing images, or very rarely get amazing images from local places which aren't that inspiring. So that might be to blame a little bit. And I am in a bit of a photographic rut, I think, a little bit. Also, it could be, am I improving? Am I improving as a photographer because I'm getting better and therefore my expectations have increased about my own work and I'm more critical, I'm more self-critical, of my output. And that, again, yeah, quite possibly that. But let me tell you something. It literally had this epiphany this morning. It's social media. Social media is killing my photography. And I don't really know what to do about it. And I'll try and explain to you why I think social media is killing my photography. So first up, I'm going to talk to you about other YouTubers, right? So not everyone in the landscape or photography sphere are like this. There's some really fantastic photography YouTubers, and I'm not necessarily talking about in terms of their output. I'm talking about in terms of their ethos and their entertainment value and their relatability. There's some really brilliant ones out there, and I really enjoy watching them. And almost for them, the photography doesn't really matter that much. But there are getting bigger number of photographers, and I've always been frustrated about this, and you know this if you know me and you watch the podcast, or probably mentioned it several times here before on my channel, where it's all, you must do this. If you want this, you must do this. If you want great photos, here's one hack. If you want to do this, I never realised my camera would do this. Oh, here's 7 tips that you need to, right? And I've worked out that every time I have a hiatus in my photography, it's always preceded by me getting wound up by these videos and these people. And I think it's because they make you, they even though I just look at them and go, I hate you, I hate your photography, I hate your videos, I hate everything you stand for, I still feel like, almost like some sort of guilt that I'm not, should I know this hack? Should I know these 7, so it's unrealistic expectations, right? That's what I'm going to put that down to, unrealistic expectations. So that's the first part of me not rating my photography, is probably there are unrealistic expectations spewed out by people on YouTube telling me that I need to be doing this and I need to be doing that and I need to be doing the other. And even though I'm an experienced photographer, and even though I'm a hugely cynical person when it comes to this, I do think it still infiltrates, it still trickles in there. And I think it does with everyone. And I know I'm going to get comments going, don't worry about them, do your own thing, blah, 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 blah. You're right, I should. But I think that everyone is affected by this to a point. We are so bombarded with this crap from YouTube that I think it infiltrates, it infiltrates. It's like X, if you're on X a lot, right? X is just a cesspool now. It's just shockingly bad. And you start off by saying, no, this is, but you get it bombarded at you, thrown at you, hurled at you, and some of it sticks. It does, right? And I think that's partly the problem with my photography. The fact that I'm constantly seeing these YouTubers constantly telling me I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing that wrong, this isn't right, that isn't right, you need to do that, why aren't you doing this? Here's a really amazingly simple hack, actually works in practice, like just that, right? That's part of it, right? Another part of it, I think, is that you get influenced by social media. So let's say, for instance, you go on X or you go on Facebook and you look, there's a lot at the moment, especially, with the algorithm. So I'm interested in, say at the moment, woodland photography, right? So I start looking at woodland photos, and I just get woodland photos thrown at me, like loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of them. And they're all the same, pretty much. They're all the same. Right? And so you then find yourself getting almost subliminally or subconsciously influenced by these images. So you start taking the same. So I'm now taking the same woodland shots that 50 million other people, huge exaggeration, but you get my point, are taking. They're all the same because they're trending. They're the trends at the moment on Facebook or X or Flickr or YouTube. They're all the same. There's very few that are different. And when you do take a different one, so I took a different one, something totally different the other day when I went to a new forest, I really loved it in the camera, and then I looked at it for a while, and I do actually like it. I do actually like the shot, but it's not, because you've got this trend. You've bucked that trend, and you almost feel like, well, that doesn't fit in. Does that make sense? Is that a real? Anyway, so there's that, right? And then I think another point, well, certainly another point for me is, and I don't care who you are unless you really, really don't care. But if you don't care, why are you posting it? It's validations. It's validation. It's like recently, so I'm on Flickr, right? And I would say that probably for the past year and a half, 2 years, every time I post, one in every, say, 5 of my images will get explored, right? Which is amazing. You know, the explore page is sort of like the best of Flickr on that day. So you'll have a page of, and that boosts your viewership, and also, you know, you get more likes from it and all of that. And I love that. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, I don't do it for that, but you know, that's a thing, and that's a byproduct of social media, right? Okay, so if I'm just taking a photograph and just sticking it on my screen and looking at it, I go, oh, I really like that. Do you know what? I really like that. I put it on Flickr, and I've got no one watching it, no one looking at it, no one. I don't have anyone who follows me, and it doesn't go anywhere. I can also look at that and go, oh, do you know what? Yeah, oh, it's on that screen. I really like that. Oh, it's on, right? But you start putting them on, and you've got, I don't know, 7,000 followers on it, and you're getting 100 likes, right? You might go, yeah, doesn't matter. 100 likes, 200 likes, makes no difference, right? It makes no difference, does it? Just a picture, right? And I like it. But then, or actually, let's say, then you start to get a few explored, and they start getting 600, 700, and 800 likes, 1,000 likes. You're like, oh, wow, okay, that's good, you know, but I like it, but it's nice more people seeing it. And all of that means nothing, does it? It means nothing until you start getting 20 likes, or 30 likes on a picture, or 40 likes. You're like, even though you shouldn't care, it's been ingrained into you that likes equals good. And then you suddenly don't get them. And then you start to question and go, oh, actually, why aren't more people liking that? Is there something wrong with it? I mean, and do I like it anyway? That added to the fact that I'm not really loving my photography at the moment anyway. That on top is like sort of almost like, that's almost like validation for me that isn't a very good photograph. And it shouldn't be like that, of course. Of course it shouldn't be like that. But it gets like that, doesn't it? Because like I say, if you can say you don't care. I don't care if whatever happens. But when that happens consistently, even if you don't care, when that drops off, suddenly you're like, well, hang on a minute. I don't care that it was happening, but why has it dropped off? So I think that's another thing. That's definitely another thing. And the final thing that I wanted to say really is, I think that I'm just overexposed. I'm overexposed to images. Social media just throws so many images at me. Like literally, if I flick through Instagram, or flick through Flickr, or flick through Facebook, or flick through it, there's just literally hundreds of images just being thrown at me on a daily basis. And I'm sensory overload, you know, and it's almost like when you've got that many coming at you all the time, they all become meh, you know. Ones that you should be stopping at, looking and going, I'll take a bit of a deeper look at that. I really like that. They're just meh, move on, next one, move on, next one, because they're just coming at you. And that's, you know, that's social media, isn't it? It's just, and I don't know how to get out of it, if I'm honest with you. I don't know how to get out of it. I guess the way I could get out of it is just get rid of all social media. So get rid of everything. But then I would never see anybody's work. I'd never see any photos. So just be going out taking my own in a bubble, in a vacuum. And I'm not sure that's healthy either, really. I mean, it might be for a little while, but I don't know. So I don't really have an answer to this, but I just wanted to say that I think that's what's happened. Social media is killing my photography. And I don't know if it'll recover. I still go out and take photos because I love the actual experience of going out and taking them, and I love doing the editing of photos. I love doing video editing. I love the interaction I have with you guys, always have done. But in terms of my actual work, in terms of my actual body of work and my photography and how I feel about it, I don't know if it will ever recover. I don't know if I'll ever get that feeling back that I had when I first started taking photos. I lie to a point because I do have that feeling initially, very initially, but it fades so quickly nowadays. It's gone so quickly. Anyway, sorry to have moaned on. At least I got through that one, you know, because they've taken a while. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope that resonated with you a little bit. I hope it didn't resonate with you too much. I hope that you just went, I kind of understand that, but I still love my stuff, because I don't want you guys to be anywhere near where I am at the moment. But anyway, I'll be back next time with another video. Like I said, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you all soon.